Welcome everyone. Today we're going to tie what I call Casper the Ghost. It's not an original pattern. I'm sure somebody else ties this thing, but it is a highly productive pattern. I think you all ought to try it. My clients love it. It's a fly that works well in all conditions. They have the ability to see the fly coming back to them, which allows them to impart various types of actions that might entice a trout strike. So you really got to give this thing a shot. Good news is it's really easy to tie. It's about 4 inches, 3 to 4 inches long, depending on what you want. And short strikes have not been a problem over the last few years. Now we're going to tie on a white zonker strip. I'm going to size it for, I generally tie them about twice the length of the hook shank. It's to your own personal preference. You can tie them as you like. I'm going to tie it right above the barb of the hook, tie it in there. Here I'm just creating a good solid tie-in point. Couple of wraps up in front. Now we're going to get ready to put in some Arctic fox. Clean it up a little bit. You don't want all that under fur in there. This first batch, I want to tie it in approximately the length of the tail. Spread it out over the top around both sides. Trim it up a little bit. Cinch it in real good. You want this fly to last. Get another batch of little pinch of the Arctic fox fur. Clean it up. Come in from the bottom this time. Want to make sure we have good coverage. And don't have that pinched off quite so good. There we go. Now I'm just going to cover the hook with the remaining butt section of that fox fur. Clean it up just a bit. Don't have to be too particular here. Now this is going to be a shorter piece of the Arctic foxtail. This stuff is really resilient. It lasts a long time. You can catch a lot of fish on one fly. As long as you have good wraps, tighten it up. think one more pinch ought to do it. Depending on the hook shank length, this is a 4X streamer hook in size 4. That's going to determine how many tufts of hair that you want. Also, it's the bulkiness of the fly. In this case, I'm tying this one rather sparse because I want it to just move through the water like a minnow. I don't really need it to move too much water. Okay, now you notice how I've, at the top of the fly, I've moved all of that Arctic fox fur off to the sides and to the bottom. Now I'm going to tie in that zonker strip. Make sure I've got a good clean tie-in point. Cinch it down really good. Okay, it's starting to take shape. And this is black or holographic flash. I like to put it on to represent the lateral lines. Some guys glue them on, and I don't really go to that extra step because you're pulling it through the water, that stuff basically goes where it belongs. As long as you tie it in right. Just tie it along the sides. Now we're going to build the head out of laser dub, or you can use ice dub. I think this stuff gives it the right amount of flash. If you really want it to be flashy, you can use UV, but in this case we're just using the laser dub with some flash in it. Notice how I split that down the middle with the thread, and then I pulled it back over. Same thing here. I'm going to split it down the middle. Tie it one good tight wrap, and then pull it back and wrap in front. Head's starting to take shape. Looks like we can get away with one more tuft that we'll pull over the top and down underneath the eyes. By the way, those red barbell eyes that I put on, those are lead painted red with a black dot. I didn't show you tying those on. It's basically you put them on the bottom of the hook, figure eight them on, add a little bit of glue, and there's not much to that. But this fly, if you want to go into a production mode, you can probably tie these one fly every three to 5 minutes. So it's a quick, easy fly to tie, and the components are not expensive. But I'm here to tell you, this fly is productive. Okay, I did a whip finish. Now I'm going to put a little UV cement on just to keep everything in place. Cure it with the UV light. Trim off the flashabou. Here's our lateral lines. And this fly turns out to be 3.5, almost 4 inches long, but it's they can be tied to whatever length You can go to a 3X, 4X, go to a size 6, 4X long, or a size 6, 3X long, whatever you like. And the other thing is the same technique. I tie this same fly in multiple colors. The black and green, black and purple. I add some, even on this fly, I'll add in a pink gill section. So you can do a lot with this fly. It's very flexible. And you really got to have some in your box.